There are psychological manipulation techniques so powerful, so effective at controlling human behavior, that they should be illegal. But they're not. Companies use them daily. Politicians deploy them openly, and individuals weaponize them in relationships without any legal consequence. These 6 techniques can destroy your free will, drain your finances, and control your emotions. And nobody's going to jail for using them. Here's what's being used on you right now, with zero legal protection. The first trick is manufactured social proof at scale. Companies create fake reviews by followers and fabricate testimonials to simulate popularity. And it works because humans are hardwired to trust what others trust. You see 1,000 5-star reviews, and your brain bypasses critical thinking. It assumes if that many people approved, the product must be good, even when those reviews are generated by algorithms, purchased from click farms, or completely fabricated. Cialdini's research proved social proof is one of the strongest influence mechanisms that exists. And manipulating it is completely legal. No regulation requires reviews to be genuine. No law punishes fake testimonials in most contexts. So companies manufacture consensus, and your brain responds exactly as designed. By trusting manufactured consensus the same way it would trust genuine consensus. The result is billions in sales driven by fiction presented as social reality. The second trick is anchoring bias exploitation. Whatever number you hear first becomes your reference point. Everything after is measured against it. This is why the original price is always displayed next to the sale price. The original price is usually inflated artificially, designed specifically to make the sale price feel like a win. You're not getting a deal. You're getting manipulated by a number someone invented to make you feel like you're saving. Car dealerships anchor with sticker price. Real estate anchors with asking price. Salary negotiations anchor with first offer. And in every case, the anchor determines the outcome more than the actual value of what's being exchanged. Research shows people consistently pay more when anchored high, accept less when anchored low, and the person who sets the anchor controls the transaction. This manipulation is completely legal. Businesses are allowed to price however they want, display whatever numbers they choose, and exploit your cognitive bias without disclosure or consequence. The third trick is fear-based decision manufacturing. Politicians and media create or amplify threats to trigger your amygdala, the brain's fear center. Once fear activates, your prefrontal cortex, the rational thinking center, goes offline. You stop analyzing, start reacting, and reactive people are compliant people. They'll surrender privacy for promised safety, accept restrictions for promised protection, support policies they'd normally oppose because fear bypassed their ability to evaluate those policies logically. This isn't conspiracy. It's documented neuroscience. Fear literally disables critical thinking. And manufacturing fear is completely legal. Politicians can exaggerate threats. Media can amplify danger. Advertisers can create anxiety about problems their product supposedly solves. All legal, all devastating to your ability to think independently, and all designed to make you compliant. The fourth trick is the sunk cost manipulation. Once you've invested time, money, or emotion into something, your brain desperately wants to justify that investment. So you keep going, keep paying, keep staying, even when the return is negative. This is why people stay in terrible jobs, bad relationships, and failing businesses. Not because these situations serve them, because leaving would mean admitting their previous investment was wasted. Manipulators exploit this deliberately. They get you invested early. Small investments at first, then larger ones, until you're so deep that walking away feels psychologically impossible. Companies use this with subscription models designed to be difficult to cancel. Relationships use this with gradual escalation that makes leaving feel like destroying everything you built. All legal. All exploiting a cognitive bias you can't fully override through willpower alone. The fifth trick is manufactured urgency to bypass deliberation. Create a deadline, real or fake, and watch rational thinking collapse. Your brain treats time pressure as emergency. Emergencies require immediate action. Immediate action means no analysis. So you decide fast, and fast decisions favor whoever created the urgency. Flash sales, limited time offers, countdown timers, all designed to shut down your ability to research, compare, and think critically. Studies consistently show people make worse financial decisions under time pressure, and creating that pressure is completely legal. No regulation requires urgency to be genuine. A company can create a fake countdown timer on their website. A manipulator can create false deadlines in relationships, and your brain responds identically to manufactured and genuine urgency because it can't tell the difference. The sixth trick is identity-based compliance through labeling. Once you're labeled something, you behave to match the label. Teacher tells a child you're smart, and the child performs better academically. Not because ability changed, because identity shifted. They now see themselves as smart and act accordingly. Manipulators use this in reverse. They label you as difficult, ungrateful, or too sensitive. And you start behaving according to that label. You apologize for boundaries. You shrink your expectations. You accept treatment you'd normally reject because the label made you believe you deserve it. This is called the labeling effect, and it's devastatingly powerful. Studies show people who receive negative labels internalize them within weeks. Their behavior changes to match the imposed identity. All completely legal. No law protects you from being psychologically labeled. No regulation prevents someone from deliberately reshaping your self-image through strategic labeling. These 6 techniques share one critical feature. They're invisible. No, you don't feel manipulated. You feel like you're choosing freely, buying what you want, supporting what you believe, staying where you feel safe, making rational decisions in logical timeframes. But underneath that feeling of free choice, your cognition is being shaped by manufactured social proof. Artificial anchors, manufactured fear, sunk cost traps, fake urgency, and identity manipulation. All legal, all unregulated, all exploiting vulnerabilities hardwired into human psychology. The only defense is awareness. Knowing these techniques exist, recognizing them in real time, and deliberately slowing down when you feel urgency, pressure, or emotional manipulation pushing you toward a decision. Because once you recognize the mechanism, you can pause, question, and choose based on actual logic rather than exploited psychology. Not perfectly, not every time, but often enough to protect yourself from techniques that society allows to operate freely against you.